Oh, look at all these warm faces. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ding, 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 ding. How's everybody doing? I said with my full chest just before we started, let's make a podcast. And I looked around the room and it was not received well. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John, obviously.
Hey, buddy.
Obviously. I was just
How you
checking a
doing?
quick email.
Oh,
That's
that's
all.
fine. Oh, no.
Hey, you know what? The holiday season, it's hustling and bustling around here. I got to keep up with 95 things
Wow.
and buy gifts and keep the show on track.
What's
You
like
know how
top
it
of your
is.
list right now? Think about that.
Top of
while
my list?
while I finish the intro.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
On the couch as always, Kara Tafoya.
Yes,
Very nice vest.
thank you.
Where'd you get it?
The thrift store.
You
Recently?
found that?
According to you, it's not a sweater.
Oh,
Well, it's a vest.
So-
It's
Well,
obviously
it's
a vest, but
technically
sweater.
speaking,
Vest.
I feel like it's a different category.
yeah, you could do the 25 days of sweater vest. That would be cool. That'd be cool.
That feels like an equal opportunity right there
But yeah, very different than
for
25
just
days
as much
sweater
vibe. Oh,
vest.
I have to take my picture still. And joining us this week on the couch as well, always fresh, never frozen, Annie the Scope Scoveman.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Oh.
Oh,
Little-
a lot of buttons there.
A little
Lot of
heavy-handed on
buttons.
that one.
A lot of buttons.
Hi, Annie.
Hi.
That was day 9 for me.
I don't think I wore that one day and I didn't post it.
It might be my favorite one.
Yeah,
Oh, the
it's good.
sweater?
You
It's
wear?
very
Are you not posting every day?
No, I've missed 2 days, but
Oh, that's fine.
it is what it is. I can't keep up with it, honestly. I just try to do my best, is all.
I'm like kind of panicking if I haven't taken the picture by like right now. I'm a little on edge because I
One of the
haven't posted
days
yet.
I was in bed, about to fall asleep,
Uh-huh.
and I went, never took a photo. You
Oh,
see, me 3 years ago, I would have
well.
gotten out of bed, put it back on, pretended like, taking a photo.
Oh.
But this year, I'm like, you can't get
But
them
these
all.
past 3 years, you've given up.
Can't get them all, and that's okay. The moment it
Aw,
becomes
25
so
days.
much high pressure. I'm like, it's not fun anymore.
Is that why you stopped doing it in the first place?
What do you mean?
Didn't you like kind of take a break from 25 days of
during,
Christmas
during
sweaters?
COVID, I didn't do it because it was like, what were we even doing during COVID times?
I agree.
I was like,
I agree.
I was working from home. I didn't even know what day it was half the time. I just got up and worked, and that was it.
John, top of your list right now. Top of Santa's list for you.
Yeah.
You've got 95 things going on. You've got a lot of irons in the fire.
Uh-huh.
What's like right now your beast that you need to slaughter, conquer?
I've got to go shopping for some people.
Oh, some
For
major
some
Christmas
gifts.
shopping still has to happen.
Some gifts, yeah. But I mean,
Okay.
not a ton. Just some people that I'm like kind of panicking. Don't really know what to get them. One of them, which is pretty obvious, is my wife. I'm constantly being like, "What does she want?" I've asked her 1,000 times. Hey, like, what do you want? And she sent me a few things, but I still feel this happens every year about this time. Though I get like really panicky.
I thought you were going to do that thing over the year where you saw things you thought people would like and make a list and save it for Christmas.
I do normally do that, but this year I didn't do it. 'cause
Sorry,
of so
just
much
briefly, Annie, can you just say, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Joining us on the podcast. Hi, how are you?
Oh,
We had a no memory card situation over here, so I just had to.
Oh.
Whip it
memory
up.
Card. No,
So you
memory
are
card?
now, it was saying no memory card on the screen.
Oh, turn out these cameras have seen better days.
I'll tell you what,
So
top
for,
of my list,
you're not going to be in the quad. That's all. But that's okay.
oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
but you'll join us right here.
So yeah, I always panic buy for my wife right around this time of year, and then I get to Christmas and I just have like 10 things that I'm like, why did I buy all this?
I found out recently about some people in your family have an unboxing situation.
The unboxing.
Can you tell me about the unboxing?
The
Or
group
is that
chat?
like on the low?
No.
I found
It's-
this fascinating.
Yeah, my sister and my wife and my sister-in-law, like they're all in a, and there's a couple other of women in it, but it's called the unboxing chat, and basically they take videos of themselves opening packages of things they purchased,
Okay.
and then they send them in the chat, and they all like just little. It's just like a girls' chat. They just talk about what's going on, but it started as an unboxing because, and this is not good for any of us that
No.
are married to these people because
Certainly not.
I kind of feel like it emboldens them to buy stuff because they're like, oh, like I want to buy this so I can, and like they'll talk about trendy things and they'll be like, oh, well, I'll buy it and I'll let you know how.
And
it
I'll
is.
unbox it for the girls.
And then sometimes it's like, the girl, somebody buys something, opens it, and they're like, "Oh, this is all great." They all go and buy it. So it's kind of like an Oprah's favorite things
Yes.
girls group chat, all wrapped in one.
I feel like maybe we should start like a podcast unboxing chat.
I
Now,
started. Oh well, that's interesting.
If Oprah did that with her favorite things and made a video of her actually holding and touching and trying all her favorite things, then I'd believe her and that it's a real list and they're all real things that she's tried. But I don't believe her at all.
It's about that time of year for this too. This you hate the Oprah's favorite things thing. Remember?
You hate Oprah was the point.
No,
I thought, if I remember correctly.
Well, I do dislike Oprah,
Okay.
but
Why do you
I just
dislike
don't believe
Oprah?
that she's tried all the list of her favorite things.
No, right? Because it's like Obama's playlist. Like, is he really listening to the
He's
music?
not making that playlist. Some intern, low-level summer intern, made that playlist for him.
I feel like he probably gives the okay though.
No, someone else on his staff does.
Yeah, no.
You don't think
it's all
Obama gets final
assistants
say on
and-
Obama's playlist?
No.
Nope.
Now, Oprah's favorite things.
I think she's probably approving that.
She's
I think
probably
she
messing
has
around
the
with that
final
stuff.
say.
I think there's probably like one or two big boardroom meetings where she comes in for an hour, and they go through like, let's go through some of the things you like. The first meeting is like, let's talk about it. And then
Like
they
a Shark
pull-
Tank.
Yeah.
Then they pull all the curated items of like, this is what she said she likes. The second meeting is, here's what we found.
Yeah.
And then she goes, yeah, no, and then she's blowing out of there. with
Yeah, on
with
her private
detail.
jet
On her
to
private jet,
Maui.
maybe
because all
this
the land she owns out there.
next
Yeah.
year, 2025, is the year that I nail it. Because I'm not sure if I nailed it this year. I think I did pretty okay with my
Just-
Christmas gifts.
Oh, wait, Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts. Life.
It's
I was
like,
like,
you don't think
okay.
you nailed it?
I
All
think
right.
this year was a wash. I think next year, no. I think I like the idea of having a list in your phone of just like, oh, you happen to mention this thing, or even like big or small, like, oh, this thing you might have wanted.
I usually do that with Jordan, but this year it's partially because we moved and we've just had like such the chaotic couple of months that like I just didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
And I got her. I'll say I got her a couple of high price items that I feel good about,
Nice.
but I feel
House
like
stuff or like Jordan work stuff or what?
I mean, some of it's just stuff she wanted.
not gonna see
not
the
things we
episode,
needed.
so.
The things that she wanted. But my thing is, I really weigh the what to open category on Christmas Day. Like I got a couple of things that pretty good high price stuff, but I'm
Sure.
like, is she's only gonna open two things? That seems crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
I
trying to find
see.
like a couple
Oh, I
small
see.
things so she can open. You know, 'cause-
Stocking.
Yeah.
Stocking stuff.
You can
first.
do the two
Yeah.
bigger things, and then the rest is little stocking
That's kind of
things.
what we do.
That's what we do.
We go
Oh,
pretty hard
good.
with the stockings.
Oh,
But
really?
even this year, we-
So what are some of the things
it's
that are
not even,
naturally in
like-
your stockings? That's what I'm
Like
wondering.
candy or
Candy.
like a little
Can't
goofy
A
thing.
little something.
Or like maybe
literally
some
just anything that can
socks.
fit in a stocking, pretty much.
Okay,
That's
That's-
not expensive.
Yeah, that's
good. That's good.
it's true.
Like you're not
It's
gonna put
true.
an iPhone in someone's stocking. That's like a gift. You know.
I don't think. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna put an iPhone
You know-
in your guys'
Stocking
Oh.
stocking etiquette.
Did your parents do that thing for your first phone?
What?
Did
I
they
think
put
you
it in your
talked- you
stocking
talked about
or
this
put it in a
last year.
box? I did.
No.
about your first cell phone, and
My
then it was
first
like,
cell phone
whose
was
phone is it?
was
And
the
called it.
yes was
and
my
it rang.
Juke,
Mm-hmm.
and it was me and Connor. And
You
they put it
had
in
a
our
Juke?
stockings,
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
and they
jealous.
called them, and they were ringing, and they were like, "What's that?
I always
Check your
had-
stocking."
Oh really?
Yeah, it was
Never
fun.
Phone
had
in
a
the
Christmas phone thing. I always just those were always
That
kinda
was the
separate.
only time
I
we ever got phones.
Don't
was
think
Christmas.
I did either.
First
I think
iPhone.
we just got.
We
I
just
think.
got phones.
Oh, actually, my first
First
iPhone I got
iPhone
for
was a big
Christmas.
Christmas
Yeah.
gift.
Really, we got iPods for Christmas, and the big. I remember my
iPods,
earliest
yeah.
memory
Yeah.
of like technology Christmas was I got a Game Boy. It was
Yes.
the square
Oh,
flippy.
you had the square one.
I think we
So,
have a very similar memory.
and
Noah
we
had that one.
And it was three boys, me and my two brothers, and we all got one. And my brother, I remember Bobby got blue, David got red, and I got silver. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Whoa.
So
Love.
fun.
That's kind of like your personalities. I feel.
Yeah.
Bobby's blue,
Mm.
Dave is
Red.
red, and you are silver.
Thank you for saying that. You didn't
Just
have to.
just speaking from the heart.
That's
There
really
was a
sweet.
year where my parents got all of us new iPhones,
Mm-hmm.
and that was at the mindset where it was like, save your money, like you don't need new things, kind of thing. So when we
Oh,
all opened
okay.
it, we were like,
Was that just like
"Thanks."
you were sandbagged? You're getting sandbagged. They were like, "We're not getting expensive gifts for you this year." And you're
Yes.
like, okay. And then
Pretty
they're
much.
like, "Surprise! You got an iPhone."
And all of us were like, we don't really need new iPhones, but thanks.
That's crazy. That's wild.
That's funny.
It's like
It worked too.
I
It
still
worked too
I barely
well.
understand like
You were
cell
like-
phone plans.
The best kid ever.
No, it was like
I-
all of
I-
us,
you
all
said
of our
something so
phones had been
perfect.
paid
I
off.
still barely don't understand
Yeah.
cell phone plans, and that
Yeah.
is so true. I don't think anybody does.
I don't think.
No.
I don't
'Cause
think
you-
anyone will.
You can either pay for your phone in full,
Yeah.
or you pay it monthly,
Or
and
you
then
can
once
turn
you're,
in your phone
or you can turn in your phone and get a
halfway
credit,
through. Yeah.
or when you're done paying the monthly, then you can just get a new phone.
It sounds
It's
like
like a
to
car
me,
lease.
It's
you
like a
understand
lease,
it
yeah.
perfectly.
Well, that was a long time. Verizon had the thing where you could get a new phone and you could turn it in halfway through and get the next phone for the same price. But then I started doing the math. I was like, you never win on that.
You never
No.
win.
You literally
No.
never win.
You're always on your way to the next
You're
big
always
phone.
paying. Yeah, it's like a lease, basically. Yeah,
It's,
like you said, it's a
late
lease.
stage capitalism, man.
It
is
sucks.
These things are designed to break down
Now-
after 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
just in time for the next big one to
Now
come
I
out.
live to pay off my phone. Now I'm like,
Sure.
I can't wait to pay it off and be.
I'm pretty sure
done
mine's been
for
paid
a
off
short period
for
of
like
time.
2 years now.
Mhm.
This sucker. I've had
Oh,
this guy
wow.
for. I
That's
think
sucker.
this was the last. Like this was that Christmas. We were like, thanks, because it was the first one that didn't have a button.
So you think the next one Ryan's gonna pay for, or you guys are gonna pay for together?
No, I won't be.
I will
Buying
be
any more
staying on.
iPhones. This will
I
be
will
the
be
last
staying
one,
on my
probably.
parents' plan.
I think
probably
after
forever.
these ones, what do you got? An iPhone 13 or
Yeah.
something? I think after that, we're back to the clamshell because
Oh,
Yeah, you don't want to do the iMessage thing.
I'm
anymore?
good. Pass.
you're not even texting. Just call me.
Yeah, don't text. Just call me.
Yeah, and I do.
Amen.
I
Yeah,
still have all
thank
my
you.
flip phones, and I know they still work.
Kara,
That would be
Kara,
crazy.
I
Let's
have
pull the
s-
SIM card out, pop it back into the old.
would-
I'm kind of concerned that
Juke.
you are a hoarder. Why do you have
well, it's actually
all
my
of your old
parents.
flip
My
phones?
parents kept all of our old technology.
No, we know this, Annie.
My
It's
parents
the-
have all
it's
their
the
flip phones too.
memory
All of our
chest.
Game
They're all in the
Boys.
memory chest.
It's
everything.
like every piece of lore you drop kind of gets like more.
What? You
crazy.
still don't have your
Worried about you?
Tamagotchi?
Okay.
No.
All right.
You don't have your
Oh.
Tamagotchis?
I have mine.
I have like 3 of my childhood toys.
Yeah.
2 of them
I
being
wish-
stuffed animals, and I
I
think
have
one of
Khalil,
them
and
being.
that's it.
rough.
I think
And
I,
all the rest went
think
to
I
other
just
kids.
have Khalil, and that's it.
Yeah, it's kids that could enjoy the toys
Little
that I
stuffed
don't need
duck I have.
anymore.
That's right, Khalil.
Mhm.
Ride or die.
Love it.
I
Kara, we're gonna have to get you a storage unit for all your childhood memories.
called my
no.
parents' house.
no, we're good. We've got it.
It's called
All
my
locked
hope
up
chest.
over
Yeah,
there.
and
but the
Hope chest.
question, the
the upper
Hope
the
of
chest.
my
thing I'm going to
closet.
be interested about a long, long time from now, when you're going through your parents' house, you're about to sell it.
No new memories.
What happens to the old, like all
Yeah,
that
where's
stuff?
that
Are
all
you
going?
going to keep it, or are you going to get rid of it? Because at some
Are
point
you-
that's going to expire.
Hold on. Are you saying Kara stuff or?
Kara
Yeah,
stuff.
all of that stuff. All the 500 phones you've had and
500.
the
Okay, I think
bucket
we're
of
getting
Tamagotchis.
Maybe blown out of proportion
I
a little
can
bit.
I can list all the phones I had.
Okay, yeah, but the
Correct.
question is, are you going to keep it?
Are you gonna keep it? Or are you
when
gonna get rid
when
of
your
it?
parents' home goes away?
Oh no,
are you-
I'll probably keep like one of every category.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes sense.
All right,
Now
and
that
then Ryan will purge it like a year later.
Maybe.
I think
I don't burn it
if
all.
it sparks joy, then it's great. But I think that
Sure.
that's why it's at the parents' house. It's not at our house, and that is something we're gonna have to deal with down the line.
Down the
Yeah.
line.
Right
down the line.
now, I'm all about like, hey, if it sparks joy, keep it. If not, like, yeah, it's gotta go.
That is not Jim and Robbie.
No,
Man, they
They're
they
hoarders?
Get rid of
No,
things.
as,
No, they
Hoarders buried
as
alive?
quickly as they could. They're like, here are all your childhood ornaments. Here you go.
yeah,
I'm like, I don't
have a tree.
I don't have a tree. They're like, here you go. Take them.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
And then every once in a while, my mom would be like, where was that one ornament? I was like, that was mine, and you forced it upon me. Thank you. That's
think-
why it's not at your house.
I think
you
it's kinda
having
interesting.
you having your own ornaments is interesting to me.
Yeah.
I want to circle on that.
Well, your childhood ones you made as a kid.
Well, no,
right?
it's that, and it's every year we got an ornament for like to represent the year,
sure,
and so
Oh.
those are considered like your
Oh,
ornaments.
those are
okay.
your ornaments.
So yeah, so like you
that,
got a
that
year.
they've
you got an
been
ornament
leasing
every
out
year.
space on their tree every year
Basically, I guess
for you to put your
Well,
ornaments on.
Here's the thing: when I grew up, we didn't have like family tree, like ornaments on
Yeah.
the tree. It
Yeah.
was like fancy hotel tree, and then there was like a little shitty tree in the corner of the family room that was like tucked off to the side, and the kids' ornaments were on that.
Got it.
Tree.
You just had the like glass ornaments.
yeah. We had
Got
we
it.
had
From a bundle.
we had hotel tree,
Got it.
Oh,
and then
wow.
and
Got
then
it.
it took a
Okay.
lot of negotiating in order to tear down hotel tree and put
Mhm.
actual ornaments on.
Fake tree or real tree?
Fake trees, always. Never
Always
had
fake.
a never
We-
had a real tree in
we
my life
did
until I moved out.
The real tree every year, and it was always like the hodgepodge of every craft that any three of us
Yep.
kids did, and every like
Yes,
little
the
tiny
macaroni.
picture of like my parents got married around Christmas like we did, so they have a lot of like just got married ornaments and just like, but also like tiny weird little guys, you know, like from the 70s and stuff, and it's like,
Tiny weird
and
little
there's
guys.
the tree.
See, that's my parents' tree now.
Okay,
But it's always color schemed. So it's like a
Sure.
red and
Schemed.
white,
It's
green.
I feel like
There's a color
back then
scheme
I didn't
to
have
it.
possessions. I think I was lucky enough to
No.
hang up an
But
ornament.
see, that's what I'm saying. All those things of
That's
like
true.
Kara's phones and everything.
Yeah.
My parents would be like, "Here are all your phones. They're yours.
now,
You gotta
now
take
you
them."
mean.
Yeah.
Now
oh,
you
they'd be
mean.
like,
Well,
"Bye."
I
I've
mean-
hidden things in their house in order to keep them there.
They went through the interesting of like empty nester, move to a new place thing. My parents haven't gone through that.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if the Phillies went through that, we'd have to deal with it. But it sounds like your parents dealt with it. They're like, well, we're done. We're going on trips now. We go on
What?
vacation now. So
Yeah, it's true.
take your bag
See,
of phones.
when my grandma moved, instead of purging everything, she gave it all to my mom and said, "Can you hold on to this for me?"
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, but I think your mom has a culture of keeping things because she clearly still had her varsity cheer uniform. Which
That is
Yeah,
true.
I
that to
still
me
have all
seems-
my cheer
that is true.
uniforms.
That seems kind of wild to me.
She also has her Girl Scout things. and-
Okay, see, that's kind of crazy.
I think we'd be surprised to go over to Laura's house and see all this shit that she has
Oh,
of you.
I don't know that she has any of my high school stuff anymore.
Really?
My
That
parents
doesn't
had-
seem like her.
The first thing that went was my parents had these like big, like they looked like manila folders, but they were like big. They
Yes.
were large.
Uh-huh.
And
Vanilla folders?
Manila. Like
Whatever they
manila
are.
envelope.
yeah, whatever they are.
I like vanilla.
And anyways, they were open. They were full of all of our crafts. And like 5 years ago, she got rid of all of them. She was like, "Yeah, we're
Wow.
ditching these."
See, my
we did that
my
too,
parents
actually,
didn't.
recently.
They didn't keep a lot of our like art projects to start with.
Mhm.
They kept the ones that were like impressive.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a little what do you call those? Needlepoint things or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, and even then, I kept it. So like, one of the things we made as a kid was like it was the like corn husk doll. Did you ever make corn husk dolls?
No.
It was like you made like a corn husk like body, and it just looked like a little scarecrow thing, and then you knit like a little outfit for it.
Was that like Pioneer Days or
What
something?
the?
Yeah, it was an art class.
Mm,
Oh, I
Corn
had
husk
Pioneer
doll.
days. I
Yeah.
love Pioneer days.
fun. Churning butter. Do you have a girl come and churn butter?
Ours was just called Gold Rush Week.
No.
Okay, we're talking about Pioneer
Yeah,
Days. So
but we
what
didn't
did you
have-
do?
we
What
didn't
did
have
they send
churned
you
butter.
outside and
No, we had a
play in the
bucket
mud?
for we had a bucket of like for water. Like
Uh-huh.
you would have to. Everyone got a little cup.
Yeah.
And you had to bring in your cup every day, and you would like fill it out of the bucket. You couldn't use the drinking fountain. We all had to dress as pioneers. We
Yeah.
were like bonnets and everything
Yeah.
like that. And we called it at our school is like Apple Valley Days.
Yes.
Apple.
Apple Valley
Because
Days.
the school turned into Apple Valley School, and it was like a whole nother school, and
So
you
you were, like,
transported back
settling
into town. Yeah.
The school.
We also did like the Mayflower week where we like were
Yeah.
as if we were like each table like
We
got
don't care about the
sales,
pilgrims.
and everyone had like and there'd be like it's almost kind of like the Oregon Trail, like you
Uh-huh.
draw every day and be like, dang it, she can't help with the test, she died.
Okay, we did that
It's
leading
like,
up to
what?
Pioneer Days. We did Oregon Trail in class, and so it was like you make little choices, like, oh, what are you gonna bring on your wagon?
Yeah.
And it was always like, a big bucket of salt,
Yeah,
dried meat.
We did a wagon trail
Awesome.
in Alpine in Wrightsfield. These fifth graders, we all had families. Like our table group
Oh,
was
for
our
real?
family, like
For real?
legit.
Out in
Had
the
us
field?
hike with the wagons, and we had all our snacks, all our lunches. We had to pack on the wagons. They had us hiking all day, and I remember at one point a girl in my wagon group rolled her ankle and could no longer
Yes.
walk. So the teacher was like, "Well, put her
Put
in
her
the
on the
wagon.
wagon."
You guys have to drag." And we had to drag this girl in this wagon
Awesome.
up and
I would
down
have been like,
these
oh,
hills.
my ankle hurt too.
And I
Yeah,
was like,
she knew what she
the
was doing.
adults aren't helping. Like, what do you mean you're not going to help us? They're like, it's the Oregon Trail.
It's the Oregon Trail.
It's like,
It's the Oregon
what?
Trail. You have to figure it out.
It must have been pretty bad on the East Coast for those losers to walk all the way across the country, right? It must have
Yeah.
been really bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Maybe.
Have you seen
Thank
the
God.
winter?
Mwah.
I was just talking to a friend who lives in Michigan, and I said something about like, oh yeah, seasonal depression, and he was like, you guys don't have you can't have seasonal depression. We're talking
Just the one season.
We were like standing outside. It was 72 degrees. He's like, Annie, it's snowing already. And he's like, it's like dark and snowy
Yep.
for months.
Yep.
I was like,
Truly
seasonal
horrible.
depression.
We're going through it over here. I just want to briefly talk about the situation from last week. The Luigi Mangione of it all. Because the day we
King.
recorded our episode, they caught him. And I want to
Yes.
talk about the fact
Luigi.
that there was a bounty, basically, a $50,000 reward
Thought it
if
was 10.
anyone.
Yeah, I heard $10,000.
10?
I heard that.
Oh, that's right. That's
United
right.
Health.
I thought maybe they
10K
bumped
up.
it up or something.
They're like 10K. That's
There was
crazy.
a significant money, well, not significant enough, but there was a money reward out for this guy if you had any information on him. And a worker at a McDonald's actually called 911 and turned him in. Her name was Nancy something, and she worked at this McDonald's
Nance.
in Altoona,
Oh, Nance.
Wisconsin.
Way to go, Nance.
No, not way to go, Nance. She did not call the tip line. She called 911.
No.
She is not going to be receiving the money.
No, boo. That sucks.
Not only is she not receiving the money, the internet, you know how we were all feeling about it last week.
He's the new CEO. Let's kill him again.
The internet
We didn't- we're not a
decided
part of
to basically destroy this McDonald's with Yelp reviews, 1-star Yelp reviews. Nancy
No,
has
Nancy.
lost her job at the McDonald's, and she's not getting the money, and her life
Which
is
I
ruined.
said unlawful.
Oh,
That's unlawful.
that's
Now,
insane.
you could probably, if she
called firing.
had money for a
Wrongful
lawyer,
termination.
she could probably do that.
I think a lawyer will offer her help for free.
I don't think so because she turned in Hottie McShooty pants. So I think,
I think a
they're
lawyer's
going to hang
go-
her out to dry.
I think a lawyer's gonna go, I'll take you on as a client and give me 10% of your winnings. She's gonna win.
Which, by the way, I caught a clip of Luigi's lawyer who's going to try and he's pleading innocent, by the way, of
he
shooting
goes.
the
He
CEO.
goes. We haven't seen any of evidence
And
against my client.
I have a
Hey,
feeling.
you know what? True.
You ever seen My Cousin Vinny?
So good.
Straight out of
Such
My
a good
Cousin
movie.
Vinny, this lawyer, he's going to get off. Like
Yeah,
this
he's
guy
gonna-
is. Just take it when you have a free day. Watch My Cousin.
I
Vinny.
think we watched
A
it
free day.
together.
So good.
We did. It's
When you
so
have a
good.
free
We
Four
all
of us?
watched it. Yeah.
I love when you have a free day.
When you
Yeah,
have a
I'll
free
do
day,
it.
John, put it on your list. My
I'll
Cousin
watch it.
Vinny.
I'll watch it at night
It's
when I'm working.
John, we
what's
all
his
watched
name?
it together.
What do we watch?
Ralph Macchio. He plays.
Um,
he gets arrested
Why can't I
with
think
his
of
friend.
Goodfellas' name?
Spider-Man's aunt.
Yes, your
What's her
your aunt.
My aunt.
My biological clock is tick tick ticking.
This couldn't possibly be the Ford DeVille.
It's no pond attached.
And why is that? No pause attraction. Go ahead and watch that
Classic.
movie. We,
All right.
we could actually just act it out for you if you want.
That's really
so
tempting.
good. It's
So-
so
I'm
good.
gonna say no, but not because I don't want to see you act it
We've
out.
got time. We
but
have the time.
because I'm good.
You'll see it.
I'll see it.
You'll see it
It
on
is
your
one
own.
of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
Sounds like it.
But yeah, so Nancy's life is over. Luigi's gonna get out, and
Nancy-
capitalism is one big beast that kills us all.
Sucks for Nancy.
That
man.
sucks for Nancy.
I agree.
Justice for
I feel like
Nancy.
McDonald's should step up and
Yeah.
give
What
her
the
a bonus.
hell?
Talk about another $1 billion company.
It's dirty. The whole
Ugh.
the whole
McDonald's CEO is
situation
going
is
down.
no. Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to touch this thing.
So who's the new CEO of United Health?
I wouldn't
Well,
take that
there's a
job.
succession line.
Well,
so
I didn't
it's
think.
somebody,
I
I'm
don't. I
sure.
thought he was the former CEO.
No,
Or-
he was going in to do the shareholders
Oh,
He
meeting.
was the CEO.
He's former now because he's dead.
He's
Yeah.
dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
He
stock-
had to even
the
say
craziest
former
part is their
because he's
stock
dead.
went
Yeah, I
up.
was wondering
Yeah.
that.
2%.
That was the craziest part. is
That
their
was.
stock went up. That's
Hey.
good.
Well, whatever happened with Luigi posted some ominous YouTube video.
Never saw it. I don't know if it ever dropped, but he did release his manifesto. And it turns out Luigi was like a trust fund kid. He went to an Ivy League school
Boo.
and like
He's part of the problem.
he's kind of
He
part
was
of the problem.
He was the valedictorian of his high school.
but he
I
had
did
this
see that speech.
he had
What
this
is with the
long-
valedictorians getting into trouble?
They're too
huh?
smart. They're too smart.
Well, yeah. They're
He had this long manifesto that basically said all the classic stuff, capitalism is destroying us. Like
Yeah.
these companies are profiting off the fact
Which
that
isn't
you know,
wrong.
he's got a point.
It's not wrong.
And that's kind of the hard part is how do we there's
you want to love him, but
the media has
what's
no
the playbook
nuance
here?
when approaching this because they're all making money the same way. Like the media is all in the pockets of these big corporations, and
Big
so
corp.
there's such a stark divide of like the conversation on TikTok and the conversation in the media, which is probably why TikTok's going to get banned.
Oh, that was good.
Thank
gonna say that was
you.
very good.
213 episodes later,
I was gonna
and
say.
I'm kind of okay at podcasting. So TikTok's getting got.
I don't know.
TikTok get got. What do you think?
Go
No,
ahead,
it's not
Kara.
gonna happen. This has happened what 4 times in the last 2 years.
Yeah, but it's getting closer and closer every time.
Well,
It's
this is the
kinda
final
scary.
step.
It's kind of scary.
But I still don't think. It's
I
gonna
think
go anywhere.
the Chinese spyware thing gets blown out of proportion. Like
Yeah.
our information's getting harvested by like everyone.
I was just talking to somebody at my family party. I bought these little aquatic / land cars on TikTok Shop for my nephews, and then so
Awesome.
you can drive them on land, and then you drive them into the pool, and you can drive in the pool on them. Really cool,
nice.
super cheap, and they're actually really great. And I was telling, I don't remember who it was. I was like, oh yeah, I get these for the boys on TikTok Shop, and they were like, oh, so
TikTok
China's
Shop.
probably listening to us through these cars. And I was like,
womp. Cry me a river.
you think China's listening to me through these cars? I'm like, what?
What could China want with me?
Well, I always
John Albright of
I've
CNT.
always taken the adage of what could they possibly do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What are they doing with the information that they're hearing from me? All you're hearing about is like the next podcast show I'm playing to launch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like who cares?
Which is drumroll, please.
No. T-ball talk. T-ball talk.
Yeah, T-ball talk. Is it happening finally?
I want it.
2025.
I want it to.
And here comes the pitch, little Timmy. Good. Got
Anyways,
quite the
but
arm on him.
I just don't think it's like
It's so low stakes to me. I feel like it's
Yeah.
like, who cares?
That's what I think. But then I'm also like, I don't know. I mean, I watched The Great Hack, which
Yeah.
I've talked about on the show before.
Yes, you have.
And that warped my mind. I was like, that is kind of, I guess, if there was ever a fear on why they're collecting data, that is like the great fear, right?
Sure.
It's like they're collecting
Which
data.
is, can you just sum it up really
They're
briefly?
collecting data. They're saying that this is actually how they think Trump won the 2016 election. Is he
Right.
paid a company in Russia that claims to have 5,000 data points on every American,
Sure.
based off of their search history, what they can gather, what they can buy, and then they curated different types of ads to show these people to get, and they classified people as like Republican or Democrat, and then they were like I don't know the term, it was like teeter totter or whatever. There's like a term that they use for like the middle line people, and then they figured out they targeted those people that were on the fence, and then they targeted them by using their 5,000 data points and making different ads to make that person see these ads and go, oh, maybe Trump's not so bad. And
Sure.
and apparently they were able to sway a lot, so much so that company was like, I think, barred from you like no political figures can use that company or whatever.
Okay.
Because when they analyzed it, they're like, there was a lot of data used. So Trump wasn't able to use it in 2020, which is why they think to some degree he lost. But
then he's back and better than ever.
but it doesn't
in
matter. But
2024.
yeah, and that to me is scary, because if there's enough data to target my media to get me to change my mind
Yeah.
on something, that kind of freaks
You're
me
not
out.
that strong of a person then.
Well, I was going to say, I think that there are two problems going on right now. Is that one problem being is that, our grandparents and our boomer parents and our, people that are online, I'm not saying our parents, shout out to my parents. They're very wise in terms of
I don't think
navigating
our parents
social
aren't
media.
boomers.
That's what I'm saying is I feel like there's an older generation that is swayed by the fact that like targeted ads and they can't decipher AI
they don't know what's going on.
because they don't understand. They don't have the capacity to like decipher. Oh, I'm being targeted right now. This is a targeted ad.
I would agree with that.
Us and I feel the next generation is so well equipped to be like, oh, this is a targeted ad. Oh, this is AI. They can spot it from a mile away, right?
To the point where you were like, I've seen you do the thing where you're like, whatever you're looking for. Like you describe it in your
Yes.
phone, and it actually works.
And
like literally, it does.
Sometimes it just works. Where we're like, we went on this vacation, and suddenly my algorithm is like, all of the things to do on vacation. It's like, yeah, that's a great tool, but also like, kind of like what Kara said. If you're like soft-brained, and I don't want to put down people that are like easily swayed by this sort of thing.
Yeah.
I want to say I think that is something that it's not in schools. There's not like a how to not get got on the internet like class.
True.
So I think that's something we need to adjust to. I also think that we can't afford to lose TikTok because TikTok is like, I feel like it's not dramatic to say like it's the last frontier of widespread unfiltered information.
Yeah.
It's so quick to get around.
Yeah.
And there's no filter of like, oh, well, you know, if you see it on CBS News, this isn't my opinion. This is a fact that there are people up at the top that are going, let's play that. Let's air that. Let's not air that. That's just a fact. And those people are owned by certain companies. And so certain information gets pushed more than other information.
Hmm.
And I think that being a thing now, I don't think that's not. I think that's happening on TikTok, but I think that the speed of which people with no affiliation are getting information out
Yeah.
is like something that you just don't. That's like the greatest win of journalism, I think. Now, you do deal with like the fake news thing of it all, where somebody can be like breaking news, like Trump, you know, whatever, like, and these
wonder,
stories
but,
get
like,
kicked around.
What about you could maybe make the argument, and I agree with you, but you could
Yeah.
maybe make the argument that the algorithm decides what goes up and what goes down.
And who controls the algorithm? You know, whoever,
know.
X company,
AI.
China. Sure. I think what's going to happen, and I said this kind of before the show started too, I think Meta will probably end up buying it. In terms of the American
Zuckerberg
side of the
sucks.
app, I think so too. I agree, but I don't think.
I'm about to abandon Facebook, low key.
I think that's probably a good call.
I'm like,
You know, the only
I-
thing keeping me there.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
Damn.
I
I
was
am-
just gonna say
Only
that.
thing that's keeping me
I
on
am
that
this
app.
close to also cutting the cord because I've had such a hellish week on Facebook Marketplace.
Uh-oh. What
I
are you
was-
selling?
It was a metal rack shelf that I had in my garage that I was like, hey, $30. It's like $60 on Amazon. I'm like, come get it, $30. Hey, do you have this? Yes, I'm home now for the next 5 hours. Come and get it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, is this still available? You take $20? Yes, if you come right now, it's $20.
I always
Okay,
do
thanks.
that too. I do that where they're like, would you? When I'm getting to the end of my rope, but they're like, will you take, $20? I'm like, if you come today, you can have it for $20. You can even have it for
finally-
15, but you have to come today.
After 2 weeks, I'm like, I finally get somebody that shows up after constant. What are the dimensions? I'm like, look in the description. Look in the description. I have a photo of the dimensions, and I put the dimensions in the description. Look at what are the dimensions for this? Hi, would love to see this. What are the dimensions? Oh, sorry, too far.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my
Never again.
my
I'm just gonna
dad
throw
has
stuff away
pretty,
now.
Pretty early on was like, you could never sell anything on Facebook Marketplace, and I was always like,
I think he's got a point.
You can. You just have to. You have to go with the flow. But you know what's so
But
crazy? You can
when-
always spot a
when you
boomer on
want-
there when in the description it says,
Yes.
don't ask me if
Yes.
this is available. If
Yeah.
it's up, it's
It's
available.
available.
Yep.
And then the irony is, one time I asked about it, and they were like, "Oh no, sorry, I sold it." And I was
Yes.
like,
the same as
"I'll
happened to
kill
me.
you, bro."
Yes. Yes.
I literally.
Oh, sorry, it's gone.
I was like, oh, I didn't ask if it was available. I asked, hey, I am available to come pick this up today, and they're like, sorry, sold.
Yes, you can't even buy stuff either. It's like, hi, I'm very interested in this. I'm free right now. I don't care where it's at. I'll come and get it. No. Sorry.
It's so true. It's so true.
Freaking A, man.
Eddie, what's your experience on Marketplace?
I've actually recently
Maker
I've recently had really good experiences. When I moved, I sold a bunch of stuff.
Oh, That's cool, kind of sweet.
I feel like
Damn,
furniture is
can't
different.
relate.
Like actual furniture.
But I sold wetsuits and like
Oh yeah.
I've
I've sold a wetsuit on
rugs,
Facebook Marketplace before.
things like that. Like
Rugs, huh?
yeah. Nicks and knacks,
Nicks and knacks, yeah.
Patty wax.
patty wax.
Facebook Marketplace is good for like if you're having a garage sale.
Yeah.
And you wanna, like-
Well, I don't know.
I see a lot of like happening tomorrow garage sale right down the street from you. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh great.
that happens a lot in OB.
because I never see flyers and I never see. I'd rather see a picture of all the stuff you're gonna sell.
Yeah.
Here's the best move for
Yes.
TikTok is to get bought by somebody. I think if the Zuck buys it, because there's only a few people that are going to be able to gather that much money in the next month. It's less than a month. I think we're on like a couple of week countdown here.
So, but how does
It's going to
that
be
work?
either a big conglomerate company like, what do you call it, Blackwater,
But the problem is TikTok's CEO has said that he will not sell the U.S. branch. of it.
right, for X billion dollars, he's going to have to. They're going to force him out.
No,
So either
he's already said on the record. He said, "I will literally let the U.S. shut it down. I will not sell it to another company."
Right. What I'm saying is when chips are down, when we see that, either Blackwater or Meta is going to be the only other, or maybe Elon buys it if he's got money.
No, he's
Somebody's
buying
gonna come-
MSNBC. That
Perfect.
There's a news network that I don't know if it's that one. Oh yeah, it's for sale. It's MSNBC.
So he's going to
After
buy.
the election, they
I'm
had
gonna
such
kill myself.
they had such bad ratings.
Yeah.
That the parent company has listed the channel for sale.
Wow.
Literally.
Okay, so Elon's out. He's going to buy that. He's going to try
Which
to
I'm like,
own the news. So that's great.
We have
Why
until
would he do
January
that?
19th is the day that
Well,
So
TikTok
I
is
think
supposed to be
the
shut down.
Zuck man is going to swoop in and buy it. And I think the smartest thing he could possibly do is not touch it. It's going to just keep being the way that it is. He could be the savior of the next generation. He could be like, I bought it and it just runs itself.
I was saying
Keep all the local management of
Yeah,
it,
that's
you know?
true.
I was saying the one
And
thing that
Don't rebrand
would be
it.
nice
What?
is if you could connect it. You know how Instagram goes to your Facebook stories
Sure.
sometimes?
Uh-huh.
If
Which I
TikTok
hate.
and Reels could connect.
See, that
Without
would
a
be the-
watermark.
That would be the problem, is that they're going to buy it and now they're going to turn TikTok and Reels into the same thing. Just like what
so
they did with
would
Instagram
just delete
stories.
It
It
is
is
just
the same
delete
thing.
TikTok and they'd
I
be
think
like, it's
think
only Reels.
This is crazy.
It'd be its individual Reels
if
app, just like
Meta-
Messenger is.
If Meta buys it,
Uh-huh.
I think it's to dissolve it. Take
Yeah.
the competition out
Take
of
the competition away and say, just go to Instagram now.
I think they're crazy enough to go, we'll pay $50 million for you to just shut down in the U.S. And then Reels would spike.
Oh, we're talking
would spike.
billions here. I think, right? Aren't we talking like
Yes.
50 bill?
Yes, with TikTok Shop
Oh,
and how much
gosh.
money they've given creators.
How
and-
much is I'm gonna Google it.
Ask.
I'm gonna ask.
Ask Google.
How much is TikTok US worth?
You got it.
Ooh.
Bills.
Okay, well, hold on. I gotta put US because the whole company
Who owns
is worth
Snapchat?
$100 billion, which is,
Instagram
seems
bought it. And
kinda
that's why
crazy.
that was the whole thing, is they bought Snapchat and then kind of just killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! According to recent estimates, TikTok US is. I read this a second ago,
Sure.
and I thought this had to be wrong, but it's not wrong. Is to be worth anywhere. This is kind of a wide range between $20 and $100 billion.
Yeah,
100 bill.
I would say
Some
20,
analysts
100.
Dang.
place it closer to $100 billion, largely attributing to its power with the algorithm and it's considered
Advertising.
to asset value. Yeah, I mean, with a wide range of variations such as TikTok Shop and just general ads. I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of money.
I think these days I
John, you have
get
a mosquito on your wrist. Oh, frick! Oh, right there.
You scared me.
Did you get it, Annie?
it's
I
on
think
the it's
so.
on the
Oh, I
chair.
think you got it.
Right there.
Thank God. That thing was buzzing around your neck.
I feel like these
It's
days
alright.
when I'm swiping and I be swiping, right? I have
I love
no
swiping.
I have no
I rotted.
self-control
I rotted
at
so
all.
hard
I be
the last
swiping.
couple days.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at how many hours.
My screen time's gonna be effed.
I keep my screen time on my on one of my pages, like on
Oh,
the
it's just
A
counting.
widget?
no, like a widget, yeah. So I like constantly see,
Wow.
and I also get notifications of like your screen time's up 10%, your screen time's down.
I feel like on TikTok it's like a video, and an ad, a
Yeah.
video and an ad, and then an ad.
Sometimes both.
then an
my
ad.
my TikTok is all. I like searched one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm like trying to get rid of that one thing.
Like hot
Butt
guys.
No,
plugs?
it's ice skating. Ice skating's all on my TikTok right now.
Say
I'm kind of
butt
sick of it
bugs?
now.
You know what I've been doing lately? Actually, quite the opposite of that is I've been trying to retrain my algorithm.
Yeah.
I've been like literally telling it I'm not interested in this. I'm like trying to get things off my feet.
Oh,
'cause I'm like,
manually.
just
What do you
and I've
wanna
just been
see?
consistent. I don't know, just some things that I feel like are more me. I get like the same thing. You get down a rabbit hole on one of these sub searches because it's
Uh-huh.
like like
Yes.
specifically the Plan Brie and the Brie.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I one day I spent
wasn't
like an
even
hour
gonna- I
going
wasn't
down the
even gonna
rabbit
touch
hole of that,
that.
Mhm.
and now all I get is Grace and Brie. I'm like, I finally just like I'm
Their-
not interested
their
in this. I
friend
don't
breakup,
care.
their
I
friend
don't
breakup.
care.
I was like, okay.
I go. I'm right there with you because I saw this one video of it was like a family vlogger or something, and there was this video, and this was kind of gnarly, that like people were dragging her and she ended up removing this video because she like did something and her kid like flinched really hard, and they're like, oh,
She's abusing her
she's
kid.
abusing her kid.
Yeah.
And here's why, like breaking down all these different videos, and
I
like
saw that, yeah.
you start watching a little bit of that first video, you're like, oh, this is intriguing, and pretty soon the rest of your afternoon is like the breakdowns of and why this person
Mine
is
right
bad.
now is all the
Boo.
Matilda Durf stuff.
Go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
Durf.
Go ahead.
It's this girl who she has a brand called Durf Avenue,
Nice.
and it's like
Cool.
Yes.
robes and like
Yeah.
self-care things, really cute cut, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came out that she is an awful person and she treats her employees like awful
Oh
and
yeah.
all this stuff. And it just came out, and everyone is like,
You're telling me
all the videos I'm getting are people in her, because her main thing was the robe.
Oh,
And it's all these people in the robe being like, what do I do now?
dang. That was like John with his Spotify Wrapped. Sucks,
True.
man.
Yeah.
I
My
mean,
thing
where
is,
do you go
like-
from there?
We'll talk about it in the post show. We got a lot of time. I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole on that, but
No, of
we'll talk
course
about it in
not.
the post show.
Oh, and we will.
Where can they find the post show?
Oh, great question, John. Wow. Hey, good podcasting. Folks, we want to thank you for listening to episode 214. 213?
213.
Another great episode of What the Podcast in the books.
love it.
And just one more week until the infamous,
Oh,
famous
gosh.
cocktail episode, 4th annual.
Can you make the Harry Grinch again, just for fun?
Oh, we've got a picture of Harry Grinch waiting for us just after this episode. Patreon, we thank you guys for supporting us as you do every month. And hey, you out there, listener,
Hey,
for just
you.
$4 a month, you can join in on the fun over at Patreon. We've got our post show. We've got BTS. We've got merch drops. We've got exclusive news straight to use.
Straight to use. That was good.
Down in the bio. First link. Don't leave it blue. That's
Don't
all I'm
leave
going to
it.
say.
Don't leave it.
Guys, I think we did it. I think we
We did
solved
it.
this week's
We
problems.
solved it.
Yep. Any final thoughts?
Annie.
Oh, she is
Okay,
fully cooked
she's
over there.
done.
Mike
fully
down.
had-
She's
Mike
done.
on the
I
ground.
fully had something I wanted to touch on. I fully forgot what it was.
Hey, we can double tap it on the post show.
We'll see if it comes back.
We'll see if it comes back.
Annie fully talking to us, not into the microphone.
Post show.
Okay.
Okay, not the. She sets the mood
She really does.
with
She
her
doesn't
tune.
do a
She
good
sets the
job.
mood with her tune.
She
yeah,
doesn't do a good
I-
job of just protecting the mood. You know what I'm
you
saying?
have to. Here's. Well, we'll
I
talk
was
about it
letting
in
you
the
guys
PS.
cook.
No, you can't do that.
No,
You can't do that.
because then now we're burdened with having
Yeah.
to cook,
Yes.
which we'll do.
Oh, which I should cook because I'm the woman.
Okay. End it. Come on. End it.
I'm
End it right
not
now.
addressing that. That's post show talk right there.
Kara, we're going to talk about this on the post show.
What's your favorite kind of soup?
Okay. Come on. Hurry.
Okay, on the couch as always, Kara Tavoya, Andy the Scope Scopeman. I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on What the Podcast. You had that in your pocket. You were waiting.
I think
to
probably
use that one.
tomato.
I had a really good albondigas soup last
I
night.
don't even know what that means.
Meatball Mexican
Oh.
soup.
Allegedly, Annie lived in Mexico, but doesn't know what a bundigas
Doesn't know
is.
what albondigas is.
I've only recently a soup person.
Wah, wah.
I know.
Boo.